Hi, welcome to Wholeheartedly for the Lord Bible Journaling with Sherry. Today's process video will be a quick stash and dash, which should have been done on Saturday and then Sunday, and now today's Monday. So time just did not permit me to do it, so I'm going to do it now. So I had to use this Bible that I had for a couple of years. I use it to make a copy of it. If I ran out of space in other Bibles, I would make a copy of the page and then journal it so I can just keep reproducing it, kind of what we do digitally but physically. But I'm not going to do that. So it's time for me to break in this Bible. I think I've had it for about 4 years now, and I'm going to do my first entry in it, which is, like I said, a stash and dash. So for those of you who are new to my channel, a stash and dash is just something where you have a bunch of stickers from various shops, sometimes the same shops, where they're just like hanging around. You can put them together and then put a little paper clip on them and have them as possible entries in your journaling Bible. And that's what I'm doing here. And then I'm going to show you guys my subscription to FireFilledCreations and do an entry with that. And that's going to be it. Thank you for watching. And remember, if I can Bible journal, you can too. Take care. I am in the book of Colossians, and I am in verses 1 through 3, and then my main verse starts with verse 12. Since God chose you to be the holy people he loves, you must clothe yourselves with tender-hearted mercy, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Make allowance for each other's faults and forgive anyone who offends you. Remember, the Lord forgave you, so you must forgive others. Above all, clothe yourselves with love, which binds us all together in perfect harmony. And let the peace that comes from Christ rule in your hearts. For as members of one body, you are called to live in peace and always be thankful. And my focus has been, for the last few weeks, just walking and cultivating the fruit of the Spirit, cultivating the things of the Spirit, like humility and love and kindness, and being more mindful of my responses to people, and making sure that regardless of how I'm treated, that I respond in kindness and love, and let the Spirit of God empower me to live above my flesh and not walk according to my feelings, but walk in the Spirit. So now we're going to go into my FireFilledCreations, Creations, and those stickers were from the Faithful Heart Shop. Some extras I had laying around that I just pulled together. This is my subscription to FireFilledCreation. Creation. It's a digital subscription. It is so beautiful. It's all to do with love this month. And what I wanted to share with you guys is not just the subscription itself, but typically when I do my subscription unboxing digital for her, I'm doing it in like my digital planner. But I wanted to let you know that just because it's digital doesn't mean it's just for like a digital planner. What digital means for her in her subscription, it means that these are stickers, that digital stickers that you can print over and over and over again. Because you see me do them in my digital journals or Bibles, it doesn't mean that it's just like a specific digital sticker to use in a digital planner or Bible or journal, but it's just stickers that are digitally sent to you, and you can reproduce and use them over and over again by printing them. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. So in case you like the elements but wasn't sure if you could print them out and use them, I'm going to show you right now. Before I speed up the video, I printed this picture from her kit. It's not one of the stickers, but it was on one of the like covers of the digital, and I decided to make it into a sticker because I liked it, and I just wanted it to kind of melt in the page, and I wanted to kind of signify that she was contemplating this scripture in 1 Corinthians chapter 13. And since this has all to do with love, I'm looking at this one in terms of love between a husband and a wife, a spouse, and how 1 Corinthians 13 is read at weddings and things like that. But we really, as Christians especially, secular people use the scripture too, but they don't live by it, because if you're not born again, you're not going to live by it. And if you are born again, then we must put into practice what the scripture says. It doesn't happen automatically, but we have to cultivate those Christian graces. We have to grow and be willing to deny our flesh and to deny ourselves and be conformed to the image of Christ. And the monthly challenge is to write down each of the examples of love stated in 1 Corinthians 13. Write down the ways in which you carry out these acts, or in what ways you can grow in them. Be transparent, as this is an opportunity for us to grow in our love walk and to truly understand the way that God desires us to love each other. As I stated, I'm using this as it pertains to husband and wife, but also ultimately it's between my brothers and my sisters, and also I'm focusing on being more loving and kind and patient with my husband. Not easily angered are on the list in 1 Corinthians chapter 13. And it's not about applying everything at one time, but maybe focusing on one thing and actively pursuing not being easily angered, or actively pursuing being patient, and then just keep adding to our faith and adding to those graces moment by moment, day by day. And like I said, it's better to act on these one by one and cultivate it than just trying to do everything at one time. So I praise God for his word, and you can see how simple and quick that entry was. And then I'm going to do another entry in another Bible using this kit and stickers. And I just wanted to share with you real quick those leftover ones, those other Christian graces, because there's no room in that Bible and I want to do it physically. I'm going to take my Agenda 52 planner and put those stickers in there and just write them as I study them and meditate on them and write my reflections in there. And so now I pulled out some other stickers, and I'm going to pull out my big jalopy in my, I haven't used this in so long, Illustrated Faith Big Chunk Journaling Bible, and I am in 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 1. In the same way, you wives must accept the authority of your husbands. Then if some refuse to obey the good news, your godly lives will speak to them without any words. They will be won over by observing your pure and reverent lives. Don't be concerned about the outward beauty of fancy hairstyles, expensive jewelry, or beautiful clothes. You should clothe yourselves instead with the beauty that comes from within, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is so precious to God. This is how the holy women of old made themselves beautiful. They trusted God and accepted the authority of their husbands. And of course, the husbands have their role as well. So when we think about submitting ourselves to our spouses, it's not just about the woman submitting herself to the husband, but it also requires the husband to submit to his wife. It's a mutual submission, and God never means for us to be subjugated to our husbands or abused or anything like that. So when it says our husband has authority over us, he doesn't rule over us. That would be sinful. We have one Lord and one master, and that's Christ. But what he is, he leads the family spiritually. He's the head of the household, and I ought to respect his leadership and reverence and respect him. It's funny how the husbands are supposed to love their wives and dwell with them, and women are to respect and revere their husbands, because that Eve nature, we can be very disrespectful to our husbands, and they are already challenged by things of the world, and then trying to be men of God. It behooves us to uplift our husbands as they uplift us. And I just want to honor and respect my husband as the head of the household. Not that I don't have a say, but he leads our house spiritually. He prays over us as I'm praying for us and over us as well. But he is leading our family in the way of the Lord. And if for some reason he doesn't, because he's human and he's struggling with sin just like I am, that's when my godliness Prayerfully, when he's weak, I'm strong, and my godliness will win him over, will convict him, and I can be honest with him according to the scriptures and tell him where he's wrong. And because he loves the Lord, and because I am not attacking him, but I'm dealing with him with grace and mercy and godliness, he will turn from his ways and be committed to the Lord in those areas that he may have fallen off, and vice versa. And when we obey God and do it his way according to his word, which is his will, nothing but fruit can come out of our godliness, our obedience to Christ. I hope this video encourages you to continue to want to cultivate those Christian graces so that we can walk in the power of the Spirit of God in our lives. Thank you for watching and take care. Bye.